Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, members of the South African Navy. I'm Vice Admiral Adm Lobese, born and bred in Gqeberha in 1968 on the 10th of February. The year that I was born, I'm told by my parents that it was flooding in Gqeberha, which to me meant that that was a baptism of fire. That in the year that I was born, it was flooding, and today I find myself in the South African Navy. And having been appointed as the Chief of the South African Navy, it has never dawned in my upbringing from the Dusty Street of New Brighton, Dora Street, that I will one day be appointed as the Chief of the South African Navy. In all my years, it has never been in my mind or in my heart that one day I'll rise through these ranks. I've always been one of the grounded sailors of the South African Navy to provide the service to the people, not anticipating anything in any reward in the form of what the President and the Chief of the South African National Defence Force and the Minister has done to date by bestowing me with this privilege and honor and appointing me to be the Chief of the South African Navy to lead this great organization. I'm looking forward to this appointment, and I feel honored and privileged to have been given this privilege. I take my hat off to my family, my wife, Beauty, my daughter, Kampongoletu, my son, Jinga, and Kamfoletu for the support that they've actually given me for all these years, for always being the pillars of my strength, stood by my side. When the days were dark, they were always there for me. Today, as I lead the Navy forward, with their support as well as the rest of the support of the members of the South African Navy, I'm definitely sure that with them behind me, as well as the entire Navy family, I'll be able to take the Navy to its greatness, where it belongs, to sea. Because a Navy that is harbor-bound is actually not the Navy. Our forebears, when they established or formed this Navy, there was solely one purpose: for it to always to be at sea, to be able to go and provide and defend the constitution and the people of this country, especially the maritime resources of this country. Yes, the Navy presently, even before, has been faced with challenges of financial resources. But I believe money is not the only thing that can actually take the Navy forward. With those limited resources that we have at our disposal, I will make sure that I spearhead the Navy to its greatness and make sure that we refit our ships and submarines so that we can be able to be at sea, to fight and win and remain unchallenged at sea, and also be able to engage with take the South African Navy to the rest of the African continent, where we can actually start exercising with the African navies as well as the rest of the world, because we must keep the sea robbers away from our waters and make sure that we advance the maritime diplomacy as it is expected of the South African Navy.